Welcome, welcome. Hello, Philip, and to whoever else is on stream already. I'm going to do a bit of a P3D GA flight today. I was hoping for nice VFR weather, but it looks like the first half an hour or maybe more of our flight is going to be IMC. As you can see, we have got terrible weather. This is going to be a trick to just take off. I'm not scared, so I hope you guys are not scared, and we're going to enjoy it. Just make, the best we can and enjoy it. Have some fun. We are currently in Sonoma, which is just north of San Francisco, and we're going to fly to Lake Tahoe. So we're going to climb a little bit, get over the mountains, and that's a high altitude airfield where we are going to land anyway. If I look at the weather, I'm going to drag the active sky onto the screen here quickly. Sorry, I feel like screaming, but we won't go there. Let's quickly have a look. See, that's our weather. So we've got terrible, crappy weather over there. If we look at the actual meter, let's see if we can get it. There we go. Alright, so overcast at 200 feet, visibility 0.5 miles. That's actually, I think, highly illegal to take off. But we're going to just pretend we've got the best IFR pilot on board and we're just going to go for it. Use a bit of instruments, climb up high, and hopefully we will get out of the mess and the milk soon enough. I think part of this whole journey of flying from San Diego all the way up to Alaska, for me at least, is having the fun. You'd never know what you're going to get. We can obviously switch the weather off and do it differently, but why? I mean, we are here, we might as well enjoy it. Philip, thank you so much. I like the confidence there. Let's see how much fun we can have. Oh, that's the whole point of it. Uncle John is here with me again. So
Afternoon, Philip.
let's have a jaw. Let's see what we can do. I was just sitting here under the roof, admiring the scenery here. Orbx really makes a good job of the scenery. Sorry, let me just get this screen tearing off again. Very, very excellent scenery that we have here. I love chase plane. I love being able to walk around like this and fly if I have to. I've got some Superman superpowers there as well that it gives me. So that's our aircraft there in the front, little 182 from A2A. These guys really, really, really did a good job with the scenery. Let's run a bit. We are fit enough to run a bit.
Just started my descent into Frisco.
Okay, cool. So when we get to the aircraft, I'm quickly going to tell you about the flight and show you the plan that we have.
The graphics are really good, aren't they?
Oh, it's stunning. It's stunning. By the way, after all the complaints yesterday, I actually went and had a look and I found one setting on the YouTube Visual Studio, whatever you want to call this broadcasting studio thing. There was a setting that I changed. So I think the lag should be down to about 10 seconds again between what we
That's better
talk.
because it really was getting quite stretched out.
Yeah. So it's changed. So I hope the lag is better for you guys. All right, so let's start at the beginning and let's go to the hangar first of all, see if this thing is still flyable. All right, there's no indication of damage. It says it's in a nice condition. Right, so we can then get Uncle John's blonde in as well. There's Uncle John, there's the blonde,
Oh, he's
and
doing
me
me
and
a big
Michael.
favour today.
Yeah.
Nice one.
So I'm
Just
gonna.
just keep your own hands to yourself, please.
I've got my brunette. Don't you worry. Of my brown-headed girl today. So don't worry. Don't worry. I'll
Oh,
sort
you've
it.
dumped my blonde in the back again.
Well, she's sitting next to you. So I mean,
Oh, that's
what do
fine.
you
Oh,
want?
that's fine. It's okay.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna use 65% on the top up oils. Okay. That's all cool. Cabin vent, we don't need at this point in time. All right, so we've got an outside temperature of 12 degrees. That's not good. We are flying real time. It's 7:45 a.m. Here in this place. So let's get inside. All right. In this model, I have to open the windows because if I don't open the windows, everything frosts solid up. It just gets so much frosting inside you can't see through the windows. So we're just gonna keep it at that. And while we've got the time, let's have a look at our plan. Let's get that on the screen. Little nav map. Right, so that's a little nav map for us. Basically, we're going to fly here from the left. You can see there's our little yellow um, aircraft over there, and we're going to then try and outrun the smog here and just go out to whatever that VOR is. Sacramento. So that's Sacramento. Cool, fantastic. Then we're going to go a little bit north and then east again. There is Lake Tahoe. I flew this route the other day when I had nothing better to do during the day, and it's quite a nice bit of scenery when you go into those mountains. If you look at the vertical profile at one point, it's actually quite high. I mean, that is like, what's that altitude? 9,000 feet you have to cross over. So we're going to be flying at 11,500 feet, and let's have a look, see the information there. The actual airfield is at 6,264 feet elevation, which makes for a bit of a challenge. I'm probably not going to land full flaps again just to prevent the bounce there. We'll see what happens when we get there. And that, in a nutshell, is what we are going to be looking at doing today. Right, so without wasting any more time, let's get cracking. Let's see if my trim wheel can connect. There we go, there's our trim wheel. Alright, so we're a bit tail heavy. We're going to add a little bit of downwards trim there. Let's get our beacon and our nav lights on. Fuel, and let's get the fuel pump going. Alright, that should be enough fuel for us. Then we're going to go back to cut off. Zoom out a little bit. You see how it's fogging up there on the screen in the front. That will go away once we get the heater and everything sorted. Alright, so the plan is now to crank this engine. I just want to get some audio going for myself here that I can hear what's happening as well. There we go. Alright, thank you. Yes, you're correct. That happens when you have multiple screens and your focus is on the wrong side of the screen. All sorted. Alright, so we're just going to let this engine warm up a little bit. And I can immediately see the lag is less because I hardly speak and then I get the reply. Me Vive, welcome, and thank you for that.
pause. System test OK.
Right, so we don't have any wind, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off from runway 14. It's just easier on us to just then get onto our route over there. Right, so let's quickly sort out our cabin heat. It's warming rapidly. Just put a little bit of fresh air in there. Defroster can stay on. Sort out our lighting system. Hello, Mr. Angel. Right, we don't need that. We don't need all that heat, it seems. Haha. Nice and steady. Cool. So cabin is okay. Everything is locked. Let's get our headsets on. No, I don't do Project Fly. I've got a free account there. I've been in it maybe once or twice. I think I logged maybe one flight in it. I've got so many other bells and whistles that I play with it. That was just an extra, piece of work that I had to do, so I didn't really continue with that. All right. Just put a little bit more fuel into this puppy and let's get going. Now I need to remember all the different commands between X-Plane and FSX and P3D now. Almost feels like FSX, but anyway. Right, so we are on our way. This is so disorientating. I'm not sure visually where I'm going, so I'm solely and only relying now on what I perceive from the GPS and where these lines are taking me. Crazy, crazy. If it was a real world, I wouldn't have taken off here. Angel, yeah, I've got mercy and grace after a good night's sleep. I tend to bite people when I'm tired, but mercy and grace when I've slept a bit, all rested, then I'm okay. I have not flown this aircraft in probably 3 months. I better quickly see if I can do something about this. No, this is actually P3D, but obviously, it feels like FSX compared to your explain situation, so that was just me talking about the differences. But this is actually P3D. This is version 4.5, if that helps you guys. All right, before we continue taxing, I just want to have a look again at this autopilot just to see if I can do something with it already. No, we can't. So that should be 11.5. That's okay. All right, then it should be fine. Yogesh, yes sir. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 pretty soon. And thank you for the sub and the like. Okay, well, that is not a good idea. That was a terrible idea. I actually turned the wrong way. Terrible idea. Let's quickly turn around. It happens when you can't see and then you read the map the wrong way around. Uncle John, are you okay? Are you descending?
I'm on descent. I'm down to 10,000.
Okay, cool.
But at the same time, I'm also watching you because I'm only on descent and I'm up to date with everything.
Okay, cool. That's good news. Yeah, Angel, this weather suck. At least it's just for the first couple of minutes. We hopefully gonna get out of it soon enough. Just wanna get to this run up place here. Yeah, it's terrible visibility, Yogesh. We're gonna do the best we can getting out of here. I'm not flying online, so I'm not gonna bother anybody. And we basically just want to have fun, really. So if we crash, we crash. If we don't, yay, we go. I'm obviously not gonna intentionally crash.
Don't sink.
Oh, what am I doing? And that was terrible.
Pull up. Don't
What am
sink.
I doing?
Don't sink.
I wonder what happened there. I was not concentrating. I was trying to look down and everything went down.
Don't sink.
Come on, come on. That is terrible. Get control, get control. Come
Don't
on.
sink.
Come on, come on, come on.
500. Pull up. Don't sink. Up. Don't sink.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh, it's a
sink.
trim problem. It's a trim problem. I can see that. Come back, come back, come back.
Don't sink. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Don't sink.
Definitely something on this trim. Hold on. What am I doing? You're climbing like hell, you're diving like hell. Where's the mean in between? See, the moment this trim is totally out.
Pull up. Terrain ahead.
Trim is
Pull
totally
up.
out. Okay, let's do this.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull
How do we
up.
reset this thing?
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Don't really want to reset.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Go back to that airport. Yeah, I guess that it wasn't supposed to stall. I tell you what, I think what happened is I'm a bit heavy on the backside of the plane, so I trimmed a little bit forward, and what happened was it's too sensitive now. So the moment I've got a trim wheel, and then I've got the electric trim on the yoke as well. And the one on the yoke is much more sensitive, obviously, than the actual wheel. And because I fiddled with that one, it just took the trim completely out of whack. And that's when it started oscillating. So I'm just going to quickly restart, and then I won't touch this electric trim on the yoke again, because that was just way too oversensitive. This is not explained, guys. This, yeah, I got the I got maxed. This is not explained. It works so much different. Uncle John, you okay?
Yeah, I've got real rubbish weather coming into Frisco.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm
Isn't it,
just
Dave?
north of Frisco, so I've got some of it here.
Well, you'll know what I'm on about then, because I mean, this is rubbish.
Mm. Well, if you watch my
Interesting,
stream, you'll
coming
see
in.
my weather is rubbish.
I'm watching it.
Mm. Alright, let me just quickly.
I've got you on my right-hand screen and
Let's do this again.
my own on the left.
Alright, so you see there's the trim with the wheel, guys. You see it's almost at the limits. And the moment I touch this one, that's from, you see, then it runs away. Damn it, I mustn't touch the one there on the yoke. That's the big problem. Alright, so let's give it another shot. Let's go. And then we won't use the one on the yoke. Oh, and now you guys can't see this. Why not? There we go. Sorry. Just noticed you can't see that.
Thank you. I'm just rebooting because I'm trying to figure out why I can't see it.
No.
What's going on?
That's just us being silly. Don't touch the yoke trim. Do not touch the yoke trim. Right, let's climb a little bit. Not too fast, not too bad. Yeah, it's way too sensitive. Way too sensitive. I wanted to show you guys, and then I obviously looked up and saw you never saw that. The moment I fiddle with the trim on the yoke, this thing runs away with the trim, just completely, just runs away. On the wheel, I've got fair balance. But you've got to be freaking very careful with this. I'm just going to climb a little bit and then we'll rejoin our flight plan. Alright, okay. Way too sensitive. You see what happens on the yoke, and this is what I wanted to show you guys, is when you click it once or twice, it moves like 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter, 1 millimeter. But when you hold it in, that thing just runs away. That's exactly MCAS style. It just goes whoosh, and then that's what killed me. Well, almost. We don't have crash detection on, so we didn't die, but it was not a nice ride at all. So we on autopilot now. It should all go better now, much better. Let's see if I can get it that way. I haven't worked with this bot in a while. Let's see if it shows. If it does not show up, then you're gonna have to follow the link below the video. Oh, there you go. Yogesh and anybody else that's new on the channel, if you look below the video in the description, there's a link called Private Hangar. You can go into that link, follow the link, it takes you into my OneDrive, and then you will get a whole bunch of other extra PDFs and a whole bunch of other programs and templates and stuff. So go fishing, you know, go find out what's there and take what you need. Yogesh, that's for X-Plane and for also for XP, Photo Terrain. I've got a 6 terabyte hard drive dedicated just for that, so that's why I need all the space. Well, I'm starting to see blue skies. Hopefully we're out of the milk now.
Well, I'm parked up anyway.
Alright, as long as you survived. Hope you had a better landing than me at takeoff.
The landing was good as it happened, but I missed the. I was watching yours and I missed the localizer, so I knocked the autopilot off and brought it in myself.
Okay, cool. Well, it seems we've left the milk behind us, below us. So we're just gonna have to see how far we have to fly to get completely out of the cloud situation. See, every time I press shift and 4 and 3 and I want to get to my views that I'm now used to with X-Plane, I just can't get them. It doesn't work in P3D. Yeah, okay, so I prefer X-Plane by far. The only reason I still have P3D is because of the financial investment I made into it. I've got way too many things that I bought that I just can't leave behind, number one. And number two, my Orbx stuff, it's part of point number one anyway. Most of my Orbx stuff is obviously in P3D, and this whole Orbx tour can therefore only be done in P3D. So, but generally I prefer X-Plane. Way better. And when you're used to X-Plane and you try and fly P3D, what I should have done, in all honesty, is a practice run again. Maybe just switch off the weather and do a circuit or two, just to get the hang and the feel of P3D again, because it's totally different. I mean, it's really different, and it would have been in everybody's advantage, especially mine. Not to crash during takeoff just by doing a bit of practice. Yogesh, I have zero thoughts on it at this point in time. Microsoft has betrayed the community once too often, once too many times. If flight 2020 is around in 2022, you can ask me again. Then I might consider getting it. I might get it earlier, but I still wouldn't trust them, until they've actually purposed themselves to stay in the community and to support the community. So we'll see what happens.
I'm going to carry on watching your stream, Nico, but I'm going to start setting up from Frisco down to LAX.
Yeah, sure. You're very soft, by the way. You need to just bring your mic a little bit closer.
It's right in front of my mouth.
Alright, then you're whispering. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I can hear you.
As long as you can hear me.
Yeah.
God, I'm loving Zebra.
Yeah. Well, according to Active Sky, we have like 2 waypoints ahead of us, and then we should be clear of the massive cloud below us. So then it should be a good day. Just over the ridge there somewhere it should be clear, or at least starting to clear. So nice when you get feedback from the guys. Christopher on the Zebo community group asked a question this morning. Actually came back and he said, yeah, he knows what it was, what the problem was. So that's so cool. Yogesh, I started with flight simulation in 1986 with a ZX Spectrum, and we used to load that thing with audio tapes, and while this tape was running, it took about half an hour to load the game. We used to play cricket and rugby with each other outside, me and my brother and sometimes my dad, and run around and go kick a ball or something, and then come back, play a little bit, until you've had enough, then go play again. So that's how it started, and then obviously, as we got older and got PCs, the whole Microsoft Flight Simulator franchise. I had a friend that had an Apple Macintosh, and he had some other SubLogic thing or something. I can't remember what you called that flight sim, where you literally had a bunch of lines, and you had to use your imagination. I mean, it didn't look like what we've got here. This is next level compared to that stuff. But we played with it, and progressively it's just become better and better and better.
I started with the Atari 747. It took about 5 hours.
Okay.
It was just, I mean, it was unbelievable.
Oh, it's impossible
I must have had the patience of a saint.
Yeah, but you didn't know any better. That's the big thing. We didn't know any better way back in the day, so that was normal, for us to suffer, go do something
there was
else.
no graphics as such.
Yeah. Well, Yogesh, somebody told me the other day they told their kids that they are older than Google, and the children didn't want to believe them. So, I mean, both me and Uncle John are older than Google, if you can believe that. Things changed a lot in the last 30 years.
Just don't divulge my age, please.
I won't tell them you're 22, don't worry. That's fine.
Good lad, good lad.
Okay. I've just realized something else. You take your controllers for granted and everything. Look what happened now during the takeoff there, and I almost touched that bloody trim again. I never actually properly installed this new throttle quadrant into P3D. I'm moving my pitch in my propeller. It's not moving at all. At all. I'm gonna have to run it over here. Weird. My old throttle quadrant was probably 5 years old. So for 5 years, I never had to worry about settings and things. And you start doing things like upgrading or changing because the thing breaks and then you don't do it properly. It's a bit silly. Okay. Well, Yogesh, you've made a good choice there. There's a lot of reasons why X-Plane is the preferred one for me right now. We don't have to go into too much detail. I just need to get back into P3D a little bit more so I don't have the same stuff ups like we had earlier. I'm going to have to properly assign all the controls again and get it going and practice a bit because it's just so much different. Right, we're almost at the cruise. Yogesh, no, I don't mind answering. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. My great-great-great-great-grandparents came here in the late 1600s from Belgium. So they themselves came from Flanders in Belgium and then came here and settled, and we've been here ever since. a couple of generations now. Right, so the next waypoint is going to be the Sacramento VOR. That sounds nice. Right, so that's looking back at our map. We are over here. The yellow little aircraft, that's Sacramento. Going to turn left and right, go over some more mountains and then land at Lake Tahoe.
It's a nice place to live, Nepal, somewhere I wouldn't mind going. Everest.
Yeah.
I think I'm just a little bit too old now to attempt Everest.
Oops. Somebody dropped something. I just heard glass break. Wonder what was that?
That's called expensive.
Yeah. Shame. Yeah, Lukla Airport is a challenge. I tell you, I've tried that with a caravan and with a Twin Otter a few times in the simulator. Same story. You've got to practice. And also Paro. I mean, Paro doesn't sit in anybody's pants to just fly into Paro. You know, that VOR visual approach down into that valley. There's no escape. If you make one wrong move, you die. That was a challenge. We flew down there, a couple of us, from Vatsum one day on Vatsum. From, I think, 15 guys, at least 5 crashed and burned. At least. And I'm not sure from the 10 that remained who pulled out and who landed, but that was an exercise and a half. Indeed, indeed. You know, when you try it yourself, you realize why there's like 6 or 8 guys in the whole world that have got a license to land there. I mean, it's a very select few that are allowed to even attempt landing there.
I'm gonna fly you.
I haven't watched this video. I just scanned through it, but there's a video about Paro while you guys are waiting for me to get from point A to B. If you want to have a look there as well. Ah, okay, Yogesh. Ah, that's one of the places I'm not really um, that busy anymore. I used to be with the real world aviation, then it became the sim stuff, and I mostly just read off Twitter and I'll like something and so on. I don't really use it that much because of what I do on Facebook and on Discord and all the other jobs that I do with the flight simulation. It's it's getting too much. There's just too many platforms and many things to do, eh? So I suppose this is now Sacramento. Reinhard. Awesome. So you know the guy. That's good. Current frames is a bit low. It's jumping around, but from what I can read there at the top, it's anywhere between 15 and looks like 25. So it's a bit laggy. I'm not happy with it, but it's probably because we're now here in the Sacramento area. I mean, there's a lot of autogen and stuff. I can probably set something lower in the display and get a little bit more frame rates. But what I have also found is when you go closer to the ground, the frames pick up a little bit, especially when you need to land. So I'm okay with it. It's just being up high that you get to see much more, and then the frame rates drop a little bit. And then you've got these thermals. Look how we're going up and down, up and down. If it gets too much, I'm gonna have to then obviously take it off autopilot and sort it out, but we'll let it ride for a second or three. Looks like it's stable now again. Oh, another thing that I can actually switch off, which we really don't need, is ultimate traffic. Let's just quickly see how we switch that off. Control Shift T. Right, then go check the frames again. Well, okay, just by switching off ultimate traffic, I've now jumped to higher 20s, early 30s. Let's leave it at that. Let's not mess around with ultimate traffic then.
That's acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's much better now. Wow. I'm going to try see if I can show you. Hold on. There we go. There you can see top left hand corner the FPS now. So it's still jumping, but it's higher than it was. I wonder what it's like to stay in this place. It looks like farmland on the one side, city on the other side. It looks like my kind of place. You know, you've got best of both worlds. Yeah, it's not nice when it slows down like that. I hate it.
Still got this graphics problem, Nico. Do my head in.
No, I don't know what the hell
So
that
little
is.
sections.
Don't know. Uncle John,
Yes, sir.
you're breathing on your mic. Can you just move it slightly?
Yeah, done.
Thank you.
It's either that or I must stop breathing. That'd be novel, wouldn't it?
Oh, now I can't hear you. You're too soft now. You'll have to bring it closer when you speak.
Okay.
Yogis, are you flying on a laptop or what? Why do you have to go to such extremes? Because really, that is extreme, eh? Ah, oh yeah. Are
I've
you
just had
flying?
to kill my stream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, graphics just got ridiculous.
Oh. Hello, Paul.
Hello there, gentlemen.
You sneaked in here.
He does that. Nico, he does that.
No, I just couldn't resist making a comment about Uncle John sounding like an angry bull blowing down his microphone.
I don't mind, I'm easy target.
So
I
something's
can
gone
take
wrong
it.
with
I've
your
got broad
stream, John.
shoulders. Sorry?
Something's gone wrong with your stream, did you say?
Yeah, my graphics, I'm getting some corrupted graphics all over the screen. It comes in little bits and bobs. I mean, the last flight was perfect. And this time, for some reason or other, it's horrendous.
Must be quite annoying. Sorry for that.
It is when you can't put your finger on what.
Yeah, and we've filtered out quite a lot of things, eh?
Yeah, I'm now starting to think it's a plugin of some description. Now, looking at that shot of yours now, Nico, I'm thinking it'd be nice to go free falling. Out I go.
Like I've said before, I'll pack your parachute, John.
No, no, you won't.
Yeah.
No chance. I'll pack your parachute. I've heard of a song and a prayer, but God almighty. I was talking to Paul about that new file that we put in, Nico. Oh God. What's it called? Find it in a sec. I'm in a senior moment.
What, the ground handling set or what?
No.
Vivid.
Sorry, Vivid, yeah.
Yeah.
I said to him, I'll give you the link, and then realised I haven't got the link because Nico, you did it for me. So I haven't got the file. I haven't got the folder. Most definitely 100% better, that Vivid. That's certainly a nice altitude for as long as Paul doesn't pack me parachute.
I'd do it very, very carefully.
Yeah, I know you would.
Undetectably.
Once you'd packed about 100 chutes and they'd all opened, and then I'd say, okay, Paul, thank you.
Well, you know what? He can pack it pristinely, perfectly, but then he goes and he hides the little piece of what do you call it?
The
Rope.
thing that pulls it.
Yeah, the little release. You know, he goes and hides that little piece of rope. You know, and you jump out and you know Paul's okay and you're okay.
And the rope snaps.
No, then you go try and you find that little knobby at the end of that rope, and you try and find the rope, and you see there's no way of releasing this because he made sure he tucked it in. You know.
That's my worry.
Yeah.
You'd be okay on your reserve, don't worry.
Well,
yeah,
if you
but
can't,
pack the bloody reserve as well.
yeah, that's the problem. If you can't get that little piece of rope to pull on it, it's not coming out either. I mean, he's going to hit the floor, and then it's going to pop open, and you're going to go, you know.
Splat. Splat. 126 mile an hour. Terminal velocity.
Okay, so we are making some good progress here at least.
I watched a small news item the other night. There's a guy, apparently you can accelerate way above 126. That's what they think. They say is terminal velocity. But there is ways of increasing, and there's a guy that wants to do it and beat the speed of a Formula One motor car, which is about 320 kilometers an hour, I think.
I don't think you can beat it in free fall. If you put some jets underneath your soles of your shoes or strap it onto your legs to give you a push, you might, but you're not just going to fall faster than gravity pulls you.
Well, yeah, because your body mass.
It's a balance between the air resistance and the force of gravity, isn't it? So if you
that's exactly what it is.
If you go
when you're
down,
spread eagle across the air, then terminal velocity takes place. It's 126. If you now face your head down and your arms down, so you go vertical, I would imagine that would increase your speed rapidly.
It's a scientific inevitability, I would say.
Check these thermals. Wow. Up and down, up and down.
Well, you've got nice weather there, Nico.
Yeah, it's cleared up. Once we left the ridge there and got closer to Sacramento, it cleared up a bit. Hope it stays clear for the landing.
Why aren't my graphics playing?
John, so that potato PC of yours, you need to upgrade to something decent.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. I'm just running such a slow machine.
Said what I wouldn't give for your specs. You didn't by any chance by mistake update to a beta version of Explain, did you? Just by any odd chance?
Don't think so.
Yo, guess he's got one. He's got the 280 Ti, trust me. Uncle John has got the top of the range PC that you can dream about. And recently he started getting issues with his display, and I'm wondering if it's not the beta of Explain.
No, I didn't, Nico. If you remember rightly, I made another copy which included the beta, and that's on my D drive.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering.
Think about it. No, I've never used the beta in my current version of Explain. But it's why it's random. Why am I getting this random problem? It's the
I
part I
don't
don't
know.
understand.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so I'm thinking it's a software problem. Maybe a plugin or some add-on somewhere that just went haywire.
You might just have to do the tedious task of stripping them all out and put them back in
No,
one at a
no,
time.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No, it would take me weeks and weeks and weeks to get my X-Plane back to where it is.
Wow.
There's too much in there.
Or
And I
take the
mean,
most recently
theoretically, with
installed one out
X-Plane,
first.
you should never ever need to uninstall it for the simple reason that you've got that install program, installer, and it'll check everything for you. So the integrity of X-Plane itself shouldn't be a problem. It's only what else I put on top of it.
Yeah, but that's what Paul's talking about, Uncle John. He says we need to take out the extras and then add them one by one through process of elimination to see which one is causing the problem. That's what he's saying. He's not saying reinstall everything.
Okay. In other words, what? I mean, really? I mean, could it also be scenery?
No. That's probably a texture or something like that.
I'm very tempted to uninstall Active Sky and reinstall that.
It's going to do nothing for you, Uncle John, because you've only got the cloud sets, which is the only textures from Active Sky that is in your sim.
Okay.
Alright, so if memory serves me well, that little peak over there, we are going to go over that and then we're going to take a nosedive to go down into the valley to land. So we'll probably fly a bit of a circle or something just to get down, because we are getting closer to our top of descent. But this thing is going up and down, up and down. We just have to get past that little peak and then down, and then we're going to be landing. So not too far, not too long.
I'm going to shut my system down and restart, so I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
I can't just read the fuel quantities that you've got there, Nico, but are you planning another leg after this?
Yeah, I think I must do another leg. I'm zooming in a little bit so you can read them.
how much did you load when you set it? Set it on?
65%. We had 65%. I'm not sure how many gallons that is, but it was 65%. We can always check it when we land. I don't want to mess with it now, but once we've landed, we can check.
Well, if that's 40 gallons per side and you're just above 20, you're not down to 50% yet, so you've got plenty of range left.
I will show you something else just now. Right, so they give us this little utility. I hope you can read that. So it gives us our temperatures, it gives us the ground speed, it gives us the endurance. We've got 4 hours and 1 minute left. Alright, our fuel economy is 10.9 gallons per hour. That gives us 16.2 miles per gallon and 14.1 nautical miles per gallon. Does that make any difference?
Yes, that makes sense. Yes, thank you.
Yes, I am back.
Oh, goodness, that's good.
And yes, I am watching your stream.
That's even better. We're slowly dropping video or viewer numbers. I reckon most people associate me with Zebo and they want to see Zebo, so apologies for that, but this is a dream of mine. This is something I do for myself, guys. I really want to fly back all the way Orbx Airport to Orbx Airport until I get to Juneau, and then I'll be happy.
I know we've mentioned this once or twice before, but how often do you check your mixture setting against the exhaust temperature?
How often, sorry, I'm considering somewhere else. How often do I check the exhaust gas temperature?
Yes.
Well, during the climb and the ascending and the descending part of the flight continuously. At this point in time, I just make sure it stays kind of on the little needle. So I scan over them, but I don't adjust anything. I don't do anything right now. What's going to happen is as I descend, I'm going to have to now push the mixture in to compensate for the difference.
The
in the
thicker
mixture.
air and the more oxygen.
Yeah, definitely. So I saw the simulator just pause there for a second. That's one thing that really annoys me about B3D. When it gets close to the airport, everything stops and then it loads all the scenery and then it goes again. You're hanging there in the air like you're a helicopter. Alright, okay, so I've kicked off this autopilot. We can start flying this thing manually now. Wow, look at that. This is actually really good graphics. Now I need to take control of this stupid trim again. Paul, if you were online earlier, you would have been blamed for something again. My trim ran away with me when I took off. I actually crashed 2 or 3 times and then I had to restart on the runway and try to take off again. And then I forgot to set my flaps. So I just took off and then I was wobbling. And I looked and said, oh, I didn't put the flaps. So it wasn't a good takeoff. It was horrible in the beginning, you know. So,
Deary me.
yeah, it was terrible. I've obviously got the trim wheel, which is perfect for what I do and what I want to do with it. But if I use the yoke, it starts slow, and then all of a sudden it's like it gets on steroids, and then it runs away. And that's what just killed me. That just killed me.
And I missed it. Oh, goodness me.
You're going to have to watch the video again.
Yeah, I will. But it's not the same having the satisfaction of jinxing you live.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose. Right,
This is
so
why you've had some good flights of late, Nico, because you haven't been jinxed.
yeah, I hear you. There's the airport just behind that little hill over there. Let's quickly check this METAR 180 at 7. So let's do a right downwind. Yogesh, yeah, somebody mentioned it. I don't know if it was you actually mentioned it earlier. I got maxed properly in the Cessna. I mean, that trim just ran away with it, up and down like a freaking yo-yo. Caught me totally by surprise, I promise you. If it was in the real world, guys would have been invited to my funeral. Kind of embarrassing, but what can we do?
I just had a thought, Nico, about that trip.
Yes,
It
McTrying.
might be a programming problem. You know when you've got the scroll wheel business on a mouse?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry, when you click on it,
yeah.
and then it starts slow and then speeds
It
up.
speeds up, yeah.
That might be happening on
Well,
your...
that's exactly what I thought, what was happening. Exactly what I thought.
I just thought I'd give you that thought.
Yes, sir. No worries. No, I thought about it already. The other thing, obviously, is with the new throttle quadrant, I clean forgot to configure it properly with P3D. So I'm also going to do that before I do my next leg, so that we don't have any nasty surprises with, like what I have right now. I have no control over my pitch of my prop, so...
I was just thinking you could probably check that out if you used your mouse arrow key. If you held it and the trim ran away, that virtually proved it.
Yeah. I'll play around with it before I start the next leg, McTrying. Sorry. McTrying, yeah. Sorry, my concentration is now with this landing.
It's okay, I'll shut up again.
No worries.
500.
Is it a bouncy or not?
Oh, I don't know. We're gonna have to see now.
The approach looks good.
Yeah, it feels good. Feels good.
I wasn't certain, John, whether that was breathing or snoring we were listening to.
Oh, his mic sometimes gets a bit close. Oh, that wasn't too bad. That was actually a good landing. Freaking much better than the takeoff. Wow.
Nine plus.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll add sweet to that.
Thank you so much. You guys
You're
are so
just over
kind.
generous. You're not as critical as I am.
No, he loves me more than you. That's the whole story, Uncle John.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Or is it a question of you are loving me more because you are being more nasty? I don't know. The children have this funny saying about love hurts or something. I can't remember now.
Nico, I could never be nasty to you. It was still a 9, whichever way you look at it.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, well, I'm just going to park off here. I want to have a bit of a walk around, show you guys the scenery that is available. Yeah, it's magnificent scenery. Orbx, when they do stuff, you know, they usually make a good job of it. So I'm just going to park somewhere and then you can have a bit of a look around. If I can just get rid of all the other stuff. Strobes off, taxi on. And sorry about my son going on in the background here, but it happens when you
And to
share.
add to it, we get a bit of snow as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying a little experiment, Nico. I've decided to do the 172 first.
Okay.
Load everything up with the 172 and then try it and see if I get the same problem then.
Try, let's see.
Is it Zebo you've got a problem with, John?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Is it it's the Zebo you've got problems with?
Only the Zebo, yeah.
What are
Having
yours?
said that, that's a little bit unfair because I don't fly anything else other than the Zebo.
I must
I'm
admit,
exactly the
you
same.
up to .7 yet?
Yeah, have you got .7, Uncle John?
.7?
Yeah. You need to
What's
update. The latest version, 336.7.
Negative. When was that released?
A couple of hours ago.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna have to close down again, update, and then and then do the 172.
I was going to say then perhaps we could compare specs and see how we compare. Because I've got Zebo running.
I don't think it's the Zebo, to be honest. I don't think it's.
Yeah, it's not the aircraft. You've got something there in your graphics or something that's creating a bit of a problem.
Affirmative. It's
Yeah,
no other
guys.
program. That's
Yeah.
the thing. It's not. It's related to Explain.
Yeah.
It's something I've got in Explain that's causing it.
give me a chance, guys, quickly. Yeah, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to be offline for a minute or 3 or 5. I'm not sure how long. And then I'm going to start the next flight. If you have time, feel free to join me again. If not, you're welcome to watch the video. I promise I'll make a better takeoff this time. And now go and configure the stuff properly. I'm just going to do a bit of a fly around here, have a look, see what's happening here, and then we'll close off the stream and then come back later. Thank you so much for being here.
Catch
All
you
right.
soon, Nico.
Sure, McDrying. I really want to do another leg. I've got time, I think. Let's have a look. See, yeah, I should have time to do another leg.
If John's willing, I'll hang around in Discord.
Oh, I'm not leaving either.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
welcome. You're welcome.
I've updated and I'm now firing it back up.
Right, guys, on the stream, we'll talk to you just now in a few minutes. Otherwise, next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.